For this equation, we need to write it in general form and then we'll be able to graph it. So I'm going to complete the square twice. I'm going to do that for the x's and the y's. And let's see, it also helps to move that 4 over to the other side. All right, completing the square for the x's, we've got x squared minus 4x and then plus 4. And then that would, we could factor that as x minus 2 quantity squared. So just remember that to complete the square, we look at the coefficient of the x, and you take that number, divide it in half, and square it. So to complete the square, you take b divided by 2 quantity squared, and that's what you add in there when you're completing the square. Okay, but we can't just add 4 randomly to one side of the equation. We need to add that to both sides of the equation. So let's see, over here on the right, I also need to add that 4, just to keep the equation the same and not change one side of the equation. Okay, so now for my y's, I'm going to complete the square here as well, but it helps to factor out the 16 in front of that y squared. So factoring that out, I would get y squared plus, here 64 divided by 16 is 4. And then to complete the square, let's see, same thing as we did with our x's. To complete the square, you look at the coefficient of y. You take that 4, split it in half, and get 2. And square it. That's the number we need to use to complete the square. Let's scoot that down a little bit. Okay, so then this would be plus 16 times, that would factor as y plus 2 quantity squared. And I can't just add this 4 right here to one side without also adding it to the other side. But it wasn't just a 4, that if I distributed that 16 back in, that would be actually 16 times 4. Okay, so from here I added 4 to both sides, and that 16 times 4 is 64. Now I can simplify the right-hand side, and I would get 64. So I have x minus 2 squared plus 16 times y plus 2 quantity squared. And now to make this look like an ellipse equation, I need the right-hand side to be 1, which I can get by dividing everything by 64. Okay, so then this would simplify as x minus 2 quantity squared over 64 plus y plus 2 quantity squared. Simplifying 16 64ths, that would simplify, 16 goes into 64 4 times. And then the right-hand side is 1. Great. So now I need to graph this thing. So I'll just scoot the whole thing over and rewrite it. So we have x minus 2 quantity squared all over 64 plus y plus 2 squared over 4 equals 1. Let me just make sure that was the same thing. Yep, okay, looks good. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and graph that, and we're always looking at which denominator is bigger. Because the denominator under the x term is bigger, it's going to open horizontally. And next thing we need to do is look at our center. Our center is at 2, negative 2. And now I'll go ahead and graph, putting my center in first. There's my center at 2, negative 2. And now for my x term, I go left and right, and we look at that denominator, take the square root of 64 and get 8. So I'm going to go left and right 8 units. So from that center, I go over another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Make this even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would be at 10. All right, there's one vertice, and then from the center I go left 8 as well. So I come back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that would put us at -6. So there's my other vertice, and that is at -6, -2. And now I need to look at how high up and down I go. So I take the square root of the denominator of the y term. So I'm going to go up 2 units. And that puts us at 2, 0 for my vertice. And I go down 2 units, and that puts me at at 2, -4. And now I try and draw a okay looking ellipse. And then the last thing I need to do is find my foci. So here's F1 and F2. And the C in this case is going to be the square root of the difference between denominators. So it would be 64 minus 4, which would be the square root of 60. And 60 is, let's see, that simplifies. That could be 4 times 15. So this will simplify as 2 square root of 15. So I'll make this a little smaller so I have some room. So F1. Okay, I'm moving along that major axis, which is the horizontal axis there, because it's opening horizontally. So what's changing is from the center I'm going plus C, and I'm also going from the center minus C. So I start with the center value for x, and I add C, so 2 root 15. And my y value stays the same. And then F2 would be start at that center and subtract C. So minus 2 root 15, and my y value stays the same. And that is done.